All right, here we go. Culture Shock EP02. I'm with my man Sway here, and we decided we're gonna talk about Krump names. Anybody who comes into the game, you have to have a name, like a stage name, you know, it it plays a big part in your career. True.
True, bro. That's how you know.
That's how and it's always interesting how people come up with their names, um, and we know some dope names. We've also heard some pretty confusing names, and but I got my man Sway here, so I'll pass the ball to you, my man Sway. All right, so that name, in my opinion, actually fits in the category of one of the dopest names. All right. I one, it's you. Like it absolutely suits you. And I think that's one of the major I think that's what make or breaks a name is whether or not the name suits you and your style. So tell me about how Sway came and how it fits you and your crump style.
Bro, it's just random as a. I remember like as my style was developing and I was coming more into like incorporating all the music that I grew up with, which was like a lot of disco and funk, and that was just incorporated in my dance. So like you see the way I move, you see the way I groove, and it's like very unorthodox.
Mm.
So I remember hearing that name and like everyone was like, "Oh, bro, it's wavy and like you sway side to side and like man, like the way he moves is real different." And then that name just stuck with me. Like I chose it. It wasn't ever my first crop name. Solely my first crop name.
Yeah, what the
So
first
when I
crump
think about it now. Oh well, first like when we started, we're part of fam. So we're in
name?
fams. One of my first fams, I was Soldier Lux, big old Lux fam,
Lugs.
Lux fam.
Lugs, as in the brand lugs.
As in Lux, as in Lucky were number one.
Unlucky.
Bro, unlucky. Bro, I remember I picked a name for myself in high school because I thought I was pretty, because being a pretty boy. So like, I named myself Flix, FLIXX, like picture.
Oh, nice. Hey, that's pretty dope. You say that Netflix stuff.
Yeah, so I was like, oh. All the flicks and no chills, so all the flicks and no chills. That was one of the first names. That was like probably the first name I gave myself. But then, yeah, bro. Just thinking of like watching myself dance and getting feedback from a lot of people. I've had that name for I think like 10 years now. Sway. Yeah, it's been a good 10 years,
Yeah.
and like it's evident. Like we grew up in the era where your name should suit your character, and your character should suit your name.
Mhm.
Not none of this just pick it because it sounds cool and then your crump's toilet.
Yeah, no, it's so true, bro. Um, like like when you see someone like the crump name is like monster something, and they don't
Mhm.
even like their style is not. There's nothing monstrous about it. Like it doesn't make sense. Like it's hard to
Yeah,
watch. It's
yeah, yeah,
hard to watch because it's like monster what? It's so I think
yeah,
when people are coming up with names, they definitely have to put their style into perspective. Like you said, like just because it sounds cool, you know, won't necessarily like be cool because
mm,
you don't suit the name. I think that's what like for me, like my fam, like, royal fam, that was one of the things I loved about our family is everyone's names suited their names. Like
mm.
erupt. You can see that in his dance style. Psych. You can see that in his dance style. Merciless. You can see that in his dance style. Um, I honestly, I thought my name was whack ass, bro. Like even to this day, I was like, I'm so glad. I'm so glad I changed my name to MVP. You know, like I think I finally found the name for me, man. But Rough was like, Rough was. Who gave it to me? I think it might have been Silkbones. It was because when I first started dancing, I was just like, you know, we all get crazy and stuff like that. And I think Silkbones was like, bro, that was rough. So I couldn't be bothered. I couldn't be bothered trying to think of a name. So I just like took that. I was like, that's the first thing I heard about my style. And I was like, I'm just gonna take that. And then I turned it into Pretty Rough because we have fam. And that was kind of like a mixture of flashy and rugged.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I remember
but
that.
the names, like I feel like the names sometimes it takes a while to get used to. Like it'll be the wackest name, but it grows on you, and then it just becomes normal. Like later,
Yeah, bro. Yeah, and then like even now, like people still call you rough. Like even we, you know, because
yeah,
we've known you for such a long time.
OGs.
It's not your government name or MVP. Just these roughs, these nuts. But yeah, but I think a lot of people don't understand also, as a big homie, when they give out like names, like your JR should literally look very, very similar to you. Your twin should be literally like a twin of your style, characteristics of your style. And that's how they gain their name, not just give them the name like, oh, I'll give him this rank, I'll give him this name, but then their Krump is like beneath that. I
Yeah.
think that's what a lot of big homies missed in the YouTube era.
hmm What's the best crop name you've ever heard?
But probably one of my favorites is Crush, bro.
Yeah.
Crush, like in any erupts. Crush any erupt. Because when I watch Crush, like he's such a big lanky dude, bro. And like you see his arm swings that come from such a high level, and when he bangs out, it looks like he's actually trying to crush his opponent. And like when you see his kill offs, you're like, damn, like Crush literally just crushed that dude. And same as E, like man, when you would see E go off, bro, they're like that's why they call him Erupt, bro. And I actually liked his other alias a lot better than Erupt. Like Erupt the Zoo.
Mm,
Bro, I thought that was hectic, bro.
yeah.
Because like just the way he moves. Yeah, bro. That was yeah. Those are probably the two of my favorites.
Yeah. Rob. Yeah. Can't get wrong. I wanna, man. I wish he was on. I wanted to ask how he got that name, but yeah, Rob's a gangster name. I liked not in America. One of my favorite names was Foolish. The PH, you know,
Oh yeah, especially
the PH Foolish,
yeah.
and like
That
his
was my favorite dancer, bro.
style, his style, man. These new kids don't know, bro. Like they see him now and they're like, "Eh," but man,
Yeah.
like you,
Can't handle it when you green, bro.
whew, like that's a bad man, Foolish man. But yeah, his name was always dope to me. And then in Oz, hmm, best one. Damn, I think Psych is dope. SYK. Damn, that's
Yeah.
actually in Oz. That's a tough one. Yeah, I don't know. I'd say I'd probably still put Erupt's name as the best one. Just Erupt. What's the worst one?
Because like it's
Oh, go on, go on.
yeah, the worst one. Oh no, I'm just saying like the name stands out to us so much is because it's the way he dances. Like you can see that name through his dance. That's what really sticks with people.
Yeah. Do you think like the way he did it, like you make the name, you know, like I feel like
Mm.
anybody can have erupt, but like the name probably doesn't become as big as it is unless you're dope as heck with the name. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like imagine if
yeah, bro.
erupt wasn't Buck.
So remember, yeah, because remember when him and Shuddy battled because Shuddy didn't know that there was another Iraq. Do you
That's
remember
right.
that?
That's right. I do
Was it
remember that.
Shuddy? Yeah, when they battled. I'm pretty sure they battled in Sydney for that name. But like even like Shutdown's name, like when you first hear it, you're like Shutdown, that sounds very different. But like what he's done to make his name like known throughout Australia and like around the world, like the whole world knows who Shutdown is now.
Hmm.
Like he literally created that character with the work that he's done.
All right. And he literally shuts you down. Like he'll kill you off and shut the show down. Like
Yeah,
it's it suits him, you know?
yeah, bro.
Yeah. Anyways, what's the worst? Well, one of the worst that you've heard.
One of the worst. Bro, honestly, one of the boys from Sydney, I got nothing against the dude, but like when I heard Nephilim, I was like, gee, a what?
Yeah, overhead stuff.
I had to question like Simon's a cool dude, bro, and I have nothing against him. I just had to question. Is like, first of all, what is it? And second of all, like, can I see it through your dance?
Mm.
I literally I didn't know what it was. So to me, it was just like the whole confusing thing. I was like, why would someone pick this name if like no one knows actually what it is or it explains their character? That's that's what gets like bad names for me, or like that's why names don't stick with me, or I just mock people with those names because you
Mm.
can't see it in their style. Great person. He just chose a he just chose a he's chosen a very different name for himself. But in the States, bro, I don't know, man. Like you think of names as goofy, but when you see Goofy dance, bro, you're like, nah, yeah,
It's
hundred
like the
percent,
best
that's
name,
Goofy,
baby.
bro. Like, and then yeah, and then it becomes such a cool name because like he's such a sick dancer, bro. But I don't know. There's not many like bad names that I can think of
Yeah.
that really annoyed me. Maybe maybe Larry from Krump plus Clowney. He's his real name.
Man, I think for me, there was a guy that I always remember. His name was Worm, and like he tried to like create Worm as like a dude that was always on the ground doing stuff, man. And I think it was the worst for me because I just he just looked like he literally looked like a worm, like like he had the bald head, like he was skinny. He was a real skinny guy. He was a really
Oh no,
skinny guy, and he was bald. And it was like whenever he was lying on the ground doing stuff, it was like it
the
just
Scotty, the
yeah. I
Scotty
was
too.
like I never really like I never really was a fan of that name. Merce the Millie, he's on. Merce, can you hear us?
Yo, what's up, boys?
Hey,
Yeah, I can hear you now.
man, Merce,
What's up, fam? What's up?
The Raptors, boy.
yeah, you caught us halfway through the episode, man. But now that you're on, Merciless,
Oh, yeah.
where did Merciless come
Yo,
from?
what's up?
The name.
Where's this come from? Oh, jeez. To be honest, it came from a poster.
Nice.
It came from the poster from the first lab session we had in my garage. So I had this car picture up on my wall, and on the number plate, and on the number plate it had Merciless on it. So I took that.
Bro, that's dope. That's dope. Did you have another name before that?
Well, that's way before.
Was Merciless your first name, or did you have something else?
No, I didn't have anything else. I think that was the first one. And then that was pretty much from the get-go.
Yeah.
But I didn't even know my style. But when I grew my style, it matched the name I had.
Yeah. That's what we're talking about with Sway, is like how important the name has to match your style.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't have grimy and you're like technical ass.
Yeah. Yeah, funny story, bro. Funny story. One time I battled Blitz at Flyboy House, yeah? And it was beefy as, bro. We're getting heated. We're going rounds, and I go to him. I go to him, bro. Stop trying to be all gangster moves. You're a freaking doctor.
But what was his name? Blitz back then?
Yeah, it was Blitz. But he was trying to do all these gangster ass moves, and I was like, bro, you're a doctor. You go to university.
Hey, he's full fledged right now, so big ups to Big Blitz, man.
Yeah, bro, he's the man now. Like, if I ever need surgery, I'm going to Blitz.
Bro,
That's your man.
that guy's typical our doctor, man. Our Krump doctor.
Red.
Crazy. Hey, what's the worst Krump name you've ever heard? Amazing, bro.
Oh, worst Krump name I ever heard.
The worst. The name that you heard and it's just like, what the heck?
Oh, bro. Honest, straight off the bat, it has to be Groove Worm, bro.
I just.
That's a bit awesome.
It has to be Groove Worm. Man, how do you come up with a Krump name called Groove Worm, man? Groove Worm is hands down one of those names that you're just like, bro, how did you come up with Groove Worm? But to be honest, I asked him how did he came up with Groove Worm, and his reply was, it's because he likes to do, the caterpillars on the ground, the full body caterpillars.
The worm.
He said that, that's why his name's called Groove Worm, because he likes to groove and do the worm on the floor.
Yeah. What's his real name?
Oh man, it's been that long. What is his name?
It start with R?
Roddy? Is it Roddy? Yeah, it is Roddy. Yeah, it was Roddy.
Right. Before you jumped on, I was talking with Sway and I said to him, that's the worst name I've heard was Worm.
Oh, no way.
Now you have the same one as me.
I have to say one, man. Groove Worm has to be the worst name I've ever heard.
Hey, Red, can you hear me?
Yo.
How did
Yes.
how did you come up with Red? Like, what was the like you were like, all right, that's it. That's the name I'm gonna go by, Red. That's me. How did you come up with that?
Sorry, I've got my camera off because I've just finished helping my cousin move. So I'm just like mad tired. But red. I think for me, like I was just looking to get my own name and I felt like it was the right time. And so I thought about I like the color red. And so I just like Googled it and I looked up all the things that red represented. And it was things like, because I thought red was, like, a color that was an urgent color. So like it was always used for like stop signs or for warning signals, or for like like a bull is triggered by the color red. So I like the action words associated with that color. And then I also thought that red was quite feminine, has lots of really nice feminine energy about it as well. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So I just literally Googled all the things that were associated with the color, and they just happened to be lots of powerful action words.
Wow, that's actually pretty cool. I never knew that story.
Hey Red, what was
Yes.
your first AK?
My first name?
Don't
No,
go
your first
there,
AK
don't
as
go
a
there.
dancer.
Pardon?
Your first AK as a dancer.
Prop name,
My
your
first
first prop name.
it was I was
That's why I said don't go there. Don't go
Bro,
there.
I
Oh.
literally don't know. I literally don't know.
okay, well you're about to learn today. It was Girl Manifest.
Say it again.
oh, you were on the manifest. Oh shit.
Yes. Shush. It's true.
Oh, that's all good. That's all good. I forget back in that time.
I
he
knew it
up
was
there.
coming too.
Yeah,
I
he
knew
was
it
up
was
there.
coming.
He was up there back in
I
that
knew
time.
it was coming.
Yeah.
Hey,
And then,
Yeah,
I really
my
didn't know
first-
that you're a little your manifest. That was mad.
yeah.
But
Yeah,
Manifest was it.
my first interstate battle was actually under Old Manny in Melbourne
Oh
at
man.
Clash.
That's right.
It was good experience.
I
And
thought
then
you
I
were
was
just
under
always red.
No, yeah. So I was first. It was under Dario, and then
Yep.
I was under Shuddy for a couple of months.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, and then I was under Max.
Oh mad.
Yeah, I was Girl Assassin.
Yeah.
So, but yeah,
Is anyone else carrying assassin right now?
I don't think so, not anymore. But Max is gonna come back to the game soon. I've been talking to him. Well, I've been talking to him for years.
Oh, that's good as.
He's been saying for years he's gonna come to Krump. So he messages me once, maybe every 6 months, and tells me
Yep.
like, "Hey, yo, Stace, what's the session?" I'm like, I always tell him. He never ever
I've been
ever
ladding,
comes. But
I've been ladding.
yeah, hard. He's king build-ups, but yeah, that's my guy. I love Maxi. He's always gonna be like my big homie. But I loved
Yep.
being under him because that was like real true friendship, and like, yeah, he's just like one of the boys. So
All
yeah,
good,
those are all
all
my
good.
AKs. Yeah.
Well, Manifest though. I think back then though, like, Manifest was like, he was like, I don't know, for me, like, I had issues with him, but I never really had like, I hate him. Like, I never had that. But like back then, I don't think it was.
Right.
Manifest was awkward, like if you're under him at that.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
That's how I said, like back in, like, if you had that manifest name, I think it was good back then because
he
what he
wasn't
did,
like,
you know what I mean? He wasn't bad.
Yeah. Look, I
Yeah.
like, my story remains the same. That when I was under Dario, and he's very aware of this, that was some of my best years of training when I first started, and I'll always recognize that, to a certain extent, that he was my first big homie, and it was great for me. It was a great experience. It was great for like me to get my understanding through him, and it was a true experience for Sydney, like the Sydney culture.
Right.
What
Which
about
was
you,
always
Sway?
hectic.
What about Sway? Sway, what was your first one?
Oh, you have to rewatch the episode. He already went through the whole.
Not the late comer guy.
I'll give you a clue though. It rhymes with Netflix.
Netflix.
But
Oh, you're on the Blitz.
No. Actually, no, Netflix, but take away the NET. Mama was Flix. That's dope.
Oh, was that your actual first name? Oops.
Yeah, bro. Back when I first started, when I was like 15, 2000.
What was it?
Flicks.
Flicks.
Oh shit. Okay.
No, it's good that you flicked out their name.
2005. So
Okay, let's go. Ruff,
Oh,
have
the
you ever
call-outs.
had a name
Oh,
other than
the
yours?
call-outs. The call-outs.
Yeah, he's only had rough.
Yeah, I used to
Okay.
I used to be under Ruff. I was 20 Ruff.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, shucks. Okay.
Other than that, it's always just been Ruff and MVP. But
Yeah.
yeah, I switched to MVP just because of a lifestyle change. Ruff was more
That's interesting.
And back from the mission.
yeah, Ruff was more back, who I was back in the day. A bit rough around the edges, causing trouble.
Uh-huh.
All that kind of stuff. And then I had a change. My life changed a little bit, and went around a different path. And the name Ruff I didn't feel it when I danced, because I'm not the same cocky. I was pretty cocky and arrogant back in the day. It's not the same now. So it's like me trying to be cocky and arrogant when I've actually changed. It just didn't feel right. So I felt like I was cheating Krump by being somebody that I wasn't. And so I sat down and I was like, I need a new name. I need something that fits me right now. And obviously MVP, you hear it in sports and stuff like, oh, this guy won the MVP, blah blah blah. And I was like, that's me. Like, I want to be valuable in the Krump game, not necessarily trying to be the best Krumper, because that was an old goal of mine. I wanted to be the best. I never made it there, but like that was the goal.
I think in our time we couldn't be the best.
But like I don't
There
want
was no like big titles out there in the world.
Yeah, like now I'm like, I want to be the best Krumper. I want to be the best at making impact in the game without actually dancing as much, like creating opportunities, the stuff like that. And I was like, I want to be the most valuable player in the Krump game when it comes to being there for the Krump game.
That's dope.
And so that's why my name switched to MVP. So yeah,
That's really cool. I like that.
I think
Very easy.
me and Sway were talking about it before both these jumped on, is like how important the name has to match the way you move.
Right. Mm.
Do you guys feel that that's important?
I think these days.
Yeah, you go, fam.
No, you can go. You can go. I'll go after you.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, so like for me, like yeah, I think it just took time for me to kind of match up the whole vibe and stuff. So like when I first came up with it, because I've never really kind of, like some people have a certain style and certain swagger about the whole character thing. I don't know, I just have always kind of just done me, but then over the years, like seeing other people develop character and it, like breaking it down and a certain way that they move and style and whatever, I have kind of evolved that a little bit. But for me, if anything, Red to me is just an attitude. It's most definitely a very strong, powerful energy that I have when I enter a cipher or a circle or any kind of room, really, that I am at my most confident in myself. And then I'm, just have a presence. And I think that's what I'm attracted to when it comes to like other people that I find to join my fam, is that, just being so unfuckwithable. Excuse my French. It's an attitude. Yeah. So it's a presence, it's an attitude. So those are kind of the things, as opposed to kind of like really breaking down my character. It's a, like my little homies, it's each to their own and how they see it. I don't really give them anything to really go off. It's just, my expectation for you is just to be your greatest self. That's a Red attitude to me.
That's the and like when you hear a name, like I feel like we all have our like, oh, this person's name is this, so it must dance like this. Like with Red, like I think for the most people, they probably the first thing they think of is like blood.
Mm.
You're out to murder people, you know, like you see red, like you know when people see red, like they just go off like, but that's part of it. And then the way you explained it, I was like, damn, I never even like thought that that was how like a way of looking at your name. So I think that's pretty cool to actually hear that.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What
I
about you?
think that's a good explanation on how she explained it. It's really good.
So you're taking her answer.
uh, yeah, I'm guessing so. Not really. She kind of explained it really good, man. But to be honest, I think mine, like, I didn't know. So I got a name, like I told you guys, off a poster, which looked good. And then when I developed my character and my dance style, I didn't know that my dance style was gonna match the name that I had. So it actually just came together. So I don't know. I think if you had to choose a name to match your style, I think it's got to be hard these days because if you're like new, there's a lot of things going on in like the Krump world, everything's changing. So if you pick a name, your character's always gonna develop and grow to something different right now. Where our days back then, there was only a certain styles. You had flashy, you had grimy, you had power, you had technical. And to be honest, those are pretty much all you had like back then. Now it's just like 15 different characters, 20 different characters out there. It's all
Mm.
mixed. So I think base it off from where we came from, it was good what we had back then and how we based our characters and our names. But
Mm.
I think right now with the new gen and with everyone else growing up, I think everyone doesn't base their name off their character. I think they just base their name off what they think of themselves and hold themselves off. So that's what I think of right now.
Facts.
Yeah, good way to put it.
Mm.
Too easy.
Are you guys under anybody at the moment?
Oh, just I mean, I guess really I'm probably the only one. Oh no, you did triple in. Not that sorry.
I think it's only red, isn't it? She's
Yeah.
on the bruiser.
Just bruises.
Yeah.
What would you
Yep.
like? What would your advice be for someone trying to come up with a name? Would you say develop your style first, then come up with a name, or would you say come up with a name and then try to develop a style to go with the name, or just, what are you guys' thoughts on that?
Like for me, as far as like when I felt that it was the time for me to give myself a name, I like for me, I don't know. I guess checking in with like the people in my community, like the like all the homies that have been around before my time. Like I always would check in. Like Ruthless was a massive person that I would always ask for like feedback about, where am I at? Because like for me entering the game of Krump, like my goal was always to be 100% the best one, 100% to push myself to be as good as the guys. Like that was always my drive. It's very different now, but as far as like being ready to give myself a name, it came with like back then the way that I was trained and brought up in Krump, it was like, you had to win X amount of battles, not X amount, but it was like, build your reputation up. And then when the time's right, I think over time, I just kind of felt ready to explore with a name. And so I checked in with all the boys and I said, this is kind of what I'm thinking for myself. And I didn't get like super love at first because it was kind of like, it was still this like you're not ready for it, and or like you had to keep proving yourself to, you know, be of like a certain level. But yeah, I just felt like it was the right timing for me. And then Max wasn't really in Krump. He was going into the whole rap game kind of thing, and so I just wanted to not have a big homie for a little while, and just I felt like I had taken a lot of tools away with me to start developing myself. So I think it's just, you know, when you're ready, it will happen. But I think sometimes people come into Krump, a lot of the new gen will have names like off the bat, which is, you know, like, I don't know, depending on how their intro into Krump is and their understanding, I feel like it's a good thing to kind of establish yourself as just like a person in the community first. But yeah, that's how I kind of got it. I think I was just like feeling like I had achieved enough to then grow into something else, and then that name, I searched for it.
Beautiful. I like that. I think if you're new to the game, first and foremost, you need to find someone to go under. Like you need someone who's already been there, walk the shoes of Krump, live the Krump movement, and you need to learn. And that's the first name you should carry, is a little homie name. And then, like what Red was saying, when you get to a point where you're comfortable with Krump, your big homie's like, you know what, it's time for you to piss off and go start your own fam. Which is really the goal of a big homie, is eventually at some point he's got to let you go and let you fly. And I agree with Red. It's a timing thing, and you just know. I think you just know when it's time for you to come up with your own name. So, and everyone's time is different, you know. Oh, by the way,
Agreed.
By the way, one of the dopest names too, actually, that I remember now is Fresh. Remember Roxas when he was Fresh?
Oh shit! Oh
yeah, like his first name was Fresh, and I remember because for him, he was the first guy that was really ahead of everybody back in the day. It was like he was doing all that foot stuff and we were like, wow, this guy's already way ahead of the times. And the name Fresh was like, it just suited him, you know. Like that was one of the things, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the same as what do you mean, Typhoon?
And Crunch was the other one, Typhoon. But he was Typhoon.
Yeah,
I remember that name.
Yeah, they were all like, all their names when we didn't know them but met up with them, all matched their styles.
Yeah,
which was
even Teaser.
pretty good. Yeah, Teaser was good. Always did the knee drops.
Suicide.
Right, his name should have been Suicide Squad, G. Straight up.
Stuff from you. Fold your blankets just behind you, eh?
Bro, my blanket's a fold, bro. My blanket's a fold.
All right. Anyone else have anything they want to add on names, and we'll end this episode. This has actually been a pretty fun one. I mean, for me, names are a big part of what makes you solidified in a Krump game. Like if you have a dope name and you make the name by doing your thing, dancing, killing off, sessioning, battling, all that stuff adds to like the legacy and the history of your name. Like there are Krumpers that don't Krump anymore, but you hear their name and you're just like, wow, that dude. Like like the name holds so much weight because of what they've done with the name.
Right.
So like
I could say one name right now, and that's Scrappy.
Exactly.
Yeah, Scrappy's heavy too.
Like that's a name that will live on to like, because
for ages.
Damn thing when he was here, you know. Crazy.
Good old Scrap. I just spoke to him during the week too.
Oh, how's he doing?
He's good. Doing so. back in the music.
Should we admit this guy who's trying to enter and then just say, yeah, we're ending it now?
Who?
Who is it?
Who's that? Was that Lutch Cheeks?
Let's see.
Welcome to the party, mate.
iPhone.
Hey!
Kia ora.
And I just want to thank everybody for joining us on episode podcast.
So,
Thanks for
Max.
coming in your
What's up, Nick?
What's up, Nick?
We're just about to sign off, and then you're signing in.
Oh. What happened last time?
Mate, what's the time, mate?
Oh, I just left
What's it called? I just left Rip Your Beats.
Spew. Alien was competing.
Oh, dope. How'd it go?
Oh wait,
Must
I
be
can't
nice
hear
to be
you. Wait,
outside.
hold up. Oh fuck, my headphones.
Must be nice to travel.
Hello?
Kia ora, kare. Yeah, I just left Rip Your Beats because Alien competed. Did he win?
How did it go?
He came third.
Bullshit.
Yeah, it's this is like the third or fourth time he's entered, and he's always come in second. And this one,
I've seen
that before.
Robbery.
Yeah. Wait, actual
Robbery.
facts, like they were like, oh,
He's
we're
so
gonna choose this guy because his creativity is better, even though he pointed at Alien and he goes, even though like your mixing and everything is like, you know, is something that we can like rap over, but like his creativity is way better. And I looked at him, I was like, have you heard his Krump tracks? Fuck you guys. Fuck all of you.
Hey,
Is that the
Jump
Krump he
around, jump
always
around,
enters
jump
last?
around. Jump around, jump around.
hey,
But, yeah,
Alien's
they were-
another name.
Yeah,
Oh.
bro.
Alien was coming in and he was doing all that stuff like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, that whole weirdo style, bro. That was
Just
dope, man. I remember all of that stuff.
double jointed, all of that stuff.
Yeah,
That's a legendary name.
that's a legendary name. That's a
Hold
big
up.
name right there.
Yeah.
All right, Nix, we're gonna let you because we're just about to sign off. We're gonna let you tell your story of your Krump name, how you got it, and then that's
The
it.
worst Krump name. The worst name. I want to know people's worst names.
But yeah, what, and
I want to know
Worst
people's
name.
first names too. What's the worst thing you've ever heard in Krump, man?
What's the worst
Yes,
name I've ever heard in Krump?
For sure, she's
Yeah.
got one.
Oh, bro. There's just
Oh,
been
she's-
too many names that I've heard over the years, eh?
Oh wow, she's got more than one.
Top three.
No, not me, not me. There was, I tell you, like, this was a made up fam. Like, it was just like a bunch of the girls from church who were like being dickheads. But they came up with the Balls family.
Oh my god.
I'm being dead ass.
Jesus. Take the wheel. Balls fam. Goddamn.
The Balls fam. If you ask Jay, you ask CT and all them, it's CT's little sisters. CT's little sisters, they were like, you know,
Oh,
That is
bro.
And with that,
No.
Let's go, Balls fam.
They
Yeah.
had like small balls, tiny balls, mini balls.
Nah,
It was-
shut
I'm
up.
being
What's
dead
it? Bro,
ass.
are you
I'm
lying?
not- I'm-
Bro,
I'm
are you
not
lying?
I
No,
swear
no.
on my grandma.
Oh.
I swear on
I
my
don't-
grandma.
I don't
swear
believe
on
that.
my
I
phone.
do not
gotta go,
believe
I
that.
I swear on Sam. I'm being dead
That's
ass.
hideous.
CT, it's his
I'm
little
going.
sister.
I'm going.
Oh my
Uh,
god.
Later,
balls?
They're the big balls.
And on that
They're the
note,
tiny balls.
hey, latest girls balls.
oh far out. That's
But yeah, like,
that's
it's like that's probably the worst fam name I've ever heard. They came up
no,
Hey,
with
you
later,
just killed
curly
it
balls.
off us, like
Hey,
you know.
later curly balls. Later curly balls.
Later, tiny balls.
It was fucking like I could not. Hey, I was
Wait,
like,
wait. I have questions. I have
That can't
questions
be.
right now.
That can't be.
The car.
That
They were
can't be.
just playing around.
ask KCT. Yeah,
Yeah,
they were playing around.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine.
Oh, there you go.
Serious.
Oh wait,
Oh,
I thought
that
there was
was
an
serious.
actual. I was about to go on YouTube and look for like a big balls versus tiny
Don't.
tiny
Hey,
balls
Yeah.
battles.
Red.
Goddamn.
Don't.
It was
Red.
a,
Hey,
that,
Red.
it was a play
Hey, Red.
around.
Red. Don't
Red.
type it in. That your something else will come up.
Yeah, don't do that.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, something else is gonna come up.
Oh, yeah, true.
Well, type it up and you will
Thank
see.
you.
Type it up and you will see.
Just make sure.
Type it up and you will see.
Actually, just make sure you add Krump on the end of it.
Hell yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
Oh
sucks.
shit.
That's
You
crazy.
guys are crazy.
All right, we got the the time is running out one. So I just want to get Nix's story of her name, and then that's us. We out of here. Nina's. Me,
Are you frozen?
Wait, is that her? Is that her frozen? Is that her
Excuse me.
frozen?
It's actually frozen.
Frozen.
Nix. Oh my gosh.
Frozen.
All right, guys. Hey, we're gonna freeze. We're gonna freeze in 2, 1.
Okay.
Hey, Traj, my man, what's up, brother?
I was trying to get the volume to work.
Oh,
Who's on online? I can't really see.
What's up,
Yeah,
bro?
we can hear you, man.
All
I
right,
don't
what's up,
know.
bro?
Mossy and Mercer. Mercer are frozen.
I was just out and I saw the.
Hey,
Bro,
bro,
you didn't play the frozen.
we're literally just about to finish up, but now that you jumped on, we got a few more minutes.
Yeah.
I'm actually keen to hear about your name, your Krump name, Tragic, how you got it, and yeah, let us know.
I didn't even know what the chat was about. I just got home. I was like, I'll quickly jump on, see if they're online.
Yeah, no, we're talking about Krump names.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. How did it come about? Well, this was back when still crumping in school, and I joined this crew, the Sam Christ Band, which is like the top crew in my city at the time. Well, yeah, they were the top crew the whole time. And when I joined, being the little homie, the big homie, he asked all of us little homies to start thinking of our own names to branch off. And like he gave us like a week. He was like, next week when you come back, I want you guys to have a name. So like the whole week at school, I was like writing down like the back of my English book, you know, you guys just like scribbling in your book while doing work. And but Tragic just stood out. Yeah, Tragic stood out to me that whole week. And well, I didn't remember how I thought like, yeah, that'll be the name. It just, you know, so long ago, I don't even know. But yeah, that was like the first name I thought of, and it just stuck with me the whole time. There's a really any cool story behind it.
That's
You
actually
don't know.
Tragic. My man.
yeah,
Yeah, but no story, not really a story behind that.
yeah, no, that's dope. Like most people have like, you'd be surprised about how many people don't have like a story behind their name, you know, like, but your
People
name,
these days,
yeah, exactly.
they like to think like, yeah, I got this whole story for my name. But back then it was just like, before the name, I just guess my name.
Yeah, it's dope too.
That's true.
We were all talking about like how people's dance styles match their names, and like your name's Tragic. Like we see that, you know, like it makes sense. There are a lot of people out there that have names that don't make sense, or it doesn't match their style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, all right. So here's a fun. We've been discussing too, but like, what's the best Krump name you've heard? Doesn't have to be in Oz or New Zealand, just anywhere. And what's the worst one you've heard?
Sorry.
Well, that's easy. The worst one, that's got to be 12. Nah. I'm gonna post that on Instagram. Damn, the best. Wow.
sucks that I joined in at the end, so I didn't get to hear everyone else's thoughts and stuff.
Merciless.
He's pretending to be frozen.
Yo,
He lost
yo.
his frozen.
Oh, sorry, man. No, it's my reception. It's my reception.
Wait, what was that, Russ?
It's bad, man.
What an actor.
No, it's just my reception. My reception was bad. Reception was bad.
Right, anyways, go ahead, Chad. What's
Oh,
the one?
the best. That's hard. To me, probably, like just thinking off top, the name that always stood out was Hitman. Like, whenever I hear that, I'm like,
Hitman
that's
was
name.
mad.
Like, I always wish I thought of that before.
Yeah, that's what that's name.
Yeah,
But yeah, it doesn't give me time to think about.
This is the one I want to hear.
What were your guys on?
For the best ones,
Yeah.
For
I had Foolish, the PH. Foolish.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Sway had Crush. Mercy.
It's all these OG names.
Yeah, Sway had Crush and
Yeah.
Iraq.
Yeah.
Who did you have, Murph?
Bad Guys. I didn't know. I didn't know you asked that question about Bad Guys number 1 or Bad Boy. Bad Boy was mad.
Boy Bad, you mean? Boy Bad.
Boy bad. Boy bad.
Boy Bad. Sorry, Boy Bad. I was talking about a song.
boy.
Bad
Bad boy.
Yeah.
What's it gonna
You're
do?
a bad boy.
Hey guys,
You're a bad boy.
guys, the Zoom premium. We're still searching for a premium, man. Our time's running out. I have to get off. But
Hey.
well, Culture, man, shouts for coming on. We'll do another episode in a couple of weeks. I'm not sure what the topic is, but that's us, man, and we'll catch you guys soon.
Get premium.